submission to the will of God. Now, one would want to ask, what is this will of God that I should submit to? Love the Lord thy God with all thy mind, with all thy might, and with all thy soul. This is the ultimate will of God, the overall, the most important will of God for mankind, to love the Lord with all your heart, with all your mind, and with all your soul. God wants you to love Him. God wants you to value Him. God wants you to cherish Him. And God wants you to be deeply, intimately, and seriously connected to Him. That is why He said, love me with your heart. Not only that, love me with your soul. Not only that, love me with all your might. That is, with all your strength. In other words, God wants you to give Him your heart. God wants you to give Him your soul. God also wants you to give Him all your strength. God wants you to love Him even more than you love anything around you. In other words, God should be your number one love. Then every other thing can follow. How many of us here can show God that kind of love God is looking for? So love God to the point that you don't think about any other thing. All you think about is God. Love God to the point that you don't process any other thing in your mind. All you process in your mind is God. Love God to the point that you don't calculate any other thing. Everything you are calculating is God. That is how deep God wants us to walk with Him. This is a level in the Spirit, a very high, very intense, deep level in the Spirit, where you love God so deeply that you don't think about anything again. This is what God requires from us as His children. The instruction to love is first given to God. You should not love any other thing when you have not loved God. If you can't love God, then you can't love any other thing. What does it mean to love God? It means to keep His commandments. If you love God, you will not love the world. If you love God, you will not love the things of this world. If you love God, you will not love the beauty of this world, the attractiveness of this world, the gains of this world, the joy of this world. You will not love it. It's not saying you should not admire the things of this world. That is the beautiful houses, the beautiful cars, and all this. He didn't say you shouldn't like them. He didn't say you shouldn't admire them. But what He's saying here is you should not love them. It's not your fault. If your heart is not connected to God to this extent, it is not your fault. Why? Because the natural man, the ordinary man, the usual man doesn't have this kind of capacity to love God. But you can pray for that capacity to come on you. You can ask for that capacity to come on you. You can desire for this capacity of love to come on you. And when this capacity of love is given to you from heaven, then you can love God as deep as God wants you to love Him.